equity, mate.
I will say this about investing. Everything you do learn is cumulative. What I learned at 20 is useful.
Welcome to another episode of Equity Mates, a podcast that follows our journey of investing. Whether you're an absolute beginner or approaching Warren Buffett status, our aim is to help break down your barriers from beginning to dividend. My name is Bryce, and for the first time in 2022, and as always, I am joined by my equity buddy, Ren. How are you going?
I'm very good, Bryce. We're back.
We are back.
And kudos to you. In our very first Get Started Investing episode back, you thought the year was 2020. So getting better every show.
That's the type of holiday I had. I really took it easy, had some time to relax, refresh, and forget what year we are in.
Yeah. We'll talk about your holiday in a second, but today, as we always start the year, back from our summer series, back from our break, we're making some bold predictions for the year ahead. We've been hunkered down with the Equity Mates data analysts and scientists over the summer, and we've come up with some bold predictions that we think will set the scene for the year ahead. But before then, you've done something over summer that really set the scene for the year ahead.
Yeah, held a party and we all got COVID and missed
Ruined
Christmas.
Bryce and I do everything together, so we thought we'd get COVID together as well.
Got COVID, spent Christmas in isolation, away from family and friends. So that wasn't a great start to Christmas, but we got it out of the way early and were able to enjoy the rest of our holidays.
We got it just on the cusp of when it was there was still a bit of stigma around getting COVID.
Yeah,
and
our friends didn't want to hang out with us.
And then like the week or two later, everyone got COVID.
Yeah, we led the way. But that's right, Ren. The reason we got COVID was because we were celebrating my engagement.
Yeah, he's off the market.
Off the market. Yeah, got engaged in late December to obviously my partner, now fiance Harriet. Really exciting time. Massive year 2022. Unfortunately, a lot of my cash is not going to be able to be put into the market. It's going to be sucked into paying for a wedding. But
you're going to do it in the metaverse, right? Though metaverse wedding.
That's not bad. I hadn't thought of that, but I can see it.
Wedding.
I can see it.
Yeah.
So if you're a florist, if you're a photographer, if you're a band,
here we go.
hit me up. I want to know from you. I want to know all about it.
If you've got
exciting
tips,
times.
Or anything, any advice for Bryce on his wedding day, his personal Instagram, his DMs are open.
Yeah, DMs are open. Happy to throw out a sponsorship here and there. You can come to the wedding if you want.
Wow, big call. But very exciting. And I thought it was very funny that as soon as we got out of our COVID lockdown and Bryce made it down the coast to the beach, I see on his Instagram stories that he's cracked the spreadsheets out and he's already planning the wedding.
Straight to the budget.
You love a spreadsheet.
Love a spreadsheet.
You were like a pig in mud.
Yeah, it's tabs everywhere, tabs galore.
Yeah, I'm sure Ham's loving it.
Well, she is loving it because she doesn't have to do anything.
You've been very quick on the organising. Like, it's been impressive to see compared to some other people that I know who are engaged and taking it easy. You're getting it done.
Well, that's the idea. So, Ren, enough on that. We've had a nice holiday. Thanks to everyone who engaged over summer in the summer series. We had a great time speaking to some of the CEOs and recording those episodes and deep diving on some really interesting companies. So thank you and congratulations to all of the winners who we gave away $12,000 over summer, which was awesome. Thanks to Superhero. So we will continue on that later this year. But bold predictions, Ren, we start every year with some bold predictions. Of course, it's silly to really try and predict what is truly going to happen. So I'm coming at this with some reasonably bold predictions, and just a bit of fun that we'll be checking in on these over the next 12 months or so.
Yeah, now we should be very clear that at the end of the year, we look at these predictions and we never bat. We don't bat close to 100. We don't bat close to 50, I think.
No.
So it's just a bit of a fun to frame the year. I've got some that are not as bold, and I've got one that's so bold that it's stupid.
Epic. Love that.
Yeah.
We're also going to hear from a couple of our staff members. We've got Darcy coming in with a bold prediction and Alf as well that we'll get to share his bold prediction.
Yeah, Alf's got one. Yeah.
Nice.
And who knows? In post, we might get other people.
We might get Sasha and Emily as well.
Yeah,
and all those ones. So stick around for that at the end of the episode. So, Ren, do you want to kick it off?
I only know one of your bold predictions. We've made notes separately, so hopefully we don't have overlap. But I know where we do have a little bit of overlap is we both are betting on consolidation.
Yes.
I think we're going to see consolidation in streaming.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's too many, and I think that we're going to start seeing some mergers and acquisitions or some companies pull out in the space. So my bold prediction is we will see a merger or an acquisition between US streaming giants, and I'm talking there Netflix, Disney, Hulu, Peacock, Prime Video, Apple TV, HBO Max, Sling, Fubo. There's others, but I just couldn't be bothered to list anymore. Paramount Plus.
If you had to go really bold, I like it. If you had to go really bold, could you pick a merger?
Well, I think that Apple buying a big name is they've got the cash to do it, and maybe they see that as a way to just – it feels like they're losing the race a little bit, Apple TV, and that feels like a big place. So, really bold would be they buy Disney.
What about Alphabet? Where do they come into it?
Well, they've got YouTube, which is a streaming giant in its own right. You could say like Apple buying Netflix or Disney would be like massive.
Apple buying Disney would be huge.
Apple buying Disney would be unbelievable. Like,
yeah. That would be epic.
Well, I mean, what are they? What's their market cap at the moment?
Disney
272, probably a little bit rich even for Apple's
big.
blood.
Yeah. Netflix is much more achievable, I think.
No. Netflix is about the same. 280.
Yes, true. 228. Yeah.
But like Amazon just bought MGM Studios, the movie studio, partly probably just to get all of their content on Amazon Prime. So we'll see.
Nice.
Consolidation in the streaming sector.
Well, I'll stick on that theme then in terms of acquisitions, mergers, consolidations. So the last mile is really heating up. We see here in Australia, Milk Run, Send, Volley, all these businesses trying to do
for those
delivery.
For those outside of Australia, 10-minute grocery delivery.
Or even outside of Sydney and Melbourne, to be honest. Like I know Wagga doesn't have
honestly,
it. Honestly,
probably outside of like the eastern suburbs of Sydney.
Yeah, the 35. Yeah. So these, what we're talking about here is startups that are promising to deliver, your core groceries within 10 minutes.
Honestly, it's like 4 minutes sometimes.
Yeah.
From when you order. And it's not just like 3 things on the app. It's actually incredibly impressive.
Yeah.
But DoorDash over in the US have said they're about to do something similar. It's coming everywhere.
Yeah. So it's really heating up here. My bold prediction is that this is an acquisition play for a lot of these companies, I imagine. I can see that there's going to be consolidation in this space, or a lot of the large retail chains who often struggle to fulfill this last mile will buy and acquire some of these companies. For example, you might see a Woolworths or a Coles come in and buy Milk Run, just like Woolies bought Jimmy Brings in Sydney to provide faster delivery of booze. They might do the same with the last mile startups here. So watch this space.
Love that. All right. Do you want my stupid one?
Sure.
Okay. Tesla is not the most valuable car maker by the end of the year.
Yeah, okay. Who is?
Well, so Tesla's about $1 trillion market cap.
Yeah.
Next biggest is Toyota at about $270 billion US.
Wow. So
Volkswagen's like $130 billion, which I think is next.
So you're really saying Tesla is wiped out?
Or
all the other companies go gangbusters.
And I told you it's stupid, but I just want to put something about Tesla.
Sure. Okay, I will.
The other bold prediction I was thinking with Tesla was Elon isn't CEO by the end of the year.
Okay, what he by choice?
No, I'd probably by choice. Yeah, I feel like
focuses on SpaceX.
Yeah. I'm going to make that a bold prediction as well.
Are you going to write that down?
Sure.
That's a sub prediction too. All right, I'm going to go really silly as well then. A metaverse avatar will be Time's Person of the Year.
That's pretty good. I like that. Okay.
Because I feel like this is the year. This is the year. Maybe I'm coming too early. A little, probably. It might be a bit too early, but yeah, a metaverse avatar will be Time's Person of the Year.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know who. I don't know how it'll play out. But yeah, bold prediction.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, I like that.
Nice.
Good prediction. Yeah. So inflation has been a big story, especially in the US, 7% last year. Australia was about 3%, which is a little bit more in the range. But look, it's definitely a story. I'm going to say American inflation will be under 3% in 2022. They'll kill it. It will be killed as a story.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. That has a lot of flow-on effects to like everything that people are talking about at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you think it is transitory still, or that?
No, I think there was like a base effect. So there was big price increases, as everything was reopened, supply chains unwound. They're still unwinding. There's still a lot of issues, especially in the US with supply chains, with shipping, all of that stuff. But I think over the course of the year that will...
So you think it's going to net out to 3% per annum?
Less than 3.
Less than 3% per annum. Wow. Which means it's going to have to take a chill pill pretty quickly.
Oh, I mean, it can be hot and then come off.
And then just fall off.
I mean,
Okay.
it's a bold prediction.
Yeah. Nice. I'm kicking myself here. I've actually got a Tesla bold prediction, and it is completely contradictory to what you said.
That's just bad for the episode.
Yeah, I know. I should have looked down my notes a bit further. There's no doubt that I think electric cars is going to be a massive theme of 2022. We see governments, putting out pretty hefty targets of how many electric cars they expect to be on the road and the makeup of those. So I actually anticipate that Tesla keeps its competitors at bay and adds another 500B to its market cap.
Okay.
So I'm saying 1.5 trillion by the end of the year for Tesla.
Well, both of those predictions could be right.
Which one?
Yours and mine. Elon could not be CEO anymore. It could add 500 billion, but Toyota could just
$2 trillion company. True. Bold prediction: they add another 500 bill.
So you
and
invested?
Remain the dominant. I have not invested. I actually thought about it last year and never got into it. I really like the ETF that BetaShares have brought out.
Which one?
Which is their electric car ETF.
Okay.
I think that's going to be my play.
How much is Tesla in that ETF?
I haven't had a look at it in that much detail, but I would imagine a fair chunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
What do you got?
Bold prediction, China recovers. And the way to measure it is China's BAT, so Baidu, Alibaba, Tencent, will outperform our named Ant Mama.
Okay, so America.
Yeah. Which is Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, Meta, Amazon, Microsoft, Alphabet. The new index that we're trying to get off the ground.
Yep.
So BAT will outperform Ant Mama on a percentage basis.
Nice. They're coming off a pretty low base, which is
very
good.
low base. Yeah.
We've spoken to Andrew Brown at the end of last year, and we've got him coming up next week for his bold predictions, and he's pretty strong on a China recovery as well. So, yes, certainly see that one. Another good ETF he spoke about at the end of last year was the K-Web China Internet stocks.
Yeah. Crane, CSI China Internet. But yeah, the ticker is K-Web. Which I had a look. It's down 2/3 from its peak in February last year. So hopefully it does better than last year.
Well, speaking of recovery stocks, I've got one. Bold prediction, Robinhood shakes the hate. It's currently down 74% from its high late last year. Shakes the hate and finishes up. And I'm going to throw in a spicy bold prediction that it outperforms the S&P 500.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why Robinhood?
I just feel that there's going to be a lot of activity, more activity this year in markets. They're just going to have they've been battered down 74%. It's just one of those stocks that I can see turning around.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it has some good earnings. I don't know. It's a bold prediction.
Are you doing the Robinhood Snacks acquisition play? Like, are you trying to get us in their good books? Say they're going to do
If you're
really
listening,
well?
Robinhood, I've got you back.
All right. This is one I'm pretty happy with. Alphabet's new pharmaceutical play, Isomorphic Labs. And so for those who haven't heard about it, they are using Google's AI to discover new drugs. This new company, Isomorphic Labs, will find at least one blockbuster drug in 2022.
And how do you define blockbuster drug?
Like captures headlines drug. So similar, you saw the AI that found the MIT researchers that use AI to find the new antibiotic.
Yeah.
That was like groundbreaking. That sort of vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
What have they done anything at this stage?
They've done a whole bunch of like mapping of proteins and stuff like that. But no, they haven't done drug discovery yet, but
Right.
they're about to try.
So your the bold prediction is that it's just a discovery of one or creation of one, not commercialization or anything.
No,
like that.
then
It's
you've
just-
got to like test it and all that
yeah,
stuff. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying the FDA will be able to approve it in a year, but I'm saying they discover something that's like a blockbuster. It's like people are like, AI for drug discovery is an amazing use case.
Okay,
Yeah.
epic. That'd be good for humanity if
would
that
be.
happens.
Be good for Alphabet shareholders as well.
True. Bold prediction on my side: Twitter is acquired
Oh, wow.
by a crypto platform.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, or by Square. Dorsey just comes. Dorsey,
Oh, wow.
Dorsey just comes in, buys it. Yeah. So I think that it's multifaceted there. I think Twitter is acquired, but I think it's acquired by a crypto platform who wants audience and or Square who wants audience.
I don't see it for Square. I see the Twitter being acquired. It's such a valuable asset that's under monetized, but like the amount of people that use it and
See what happens. It's pretty
Okay.
beaten at the moment as well.
Yeah, it
Well,
got up.
a lot of stuff is beaten.
It got
but
into the 60s and then it's like back into the 40s
I think
or
it's
maybe even the
low
30s. now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who could acquire Twitter? Facebook.
Yeah, any of those
Nah.
top guys.
Well, I mean, like the regulators wouldn't
They wouldn't
allow
let
it.
it,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's someone who
A Twitter Reddit merger would be interesting.
equity mates.
Maybe like a News Corp.
News.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. I have a New York Times one here, but it's too expensive for the New York Times. They wouldn't be buying
Yeah.
Twitter. News Corp that's interesting.
I mean, News Corp is the same as New York Times.
Yeah,
but it's worse.
Yeah,
New York
yeah.
Times.
But there you go. Twitter is acquired ... by a crypto platform.
Okay. This is a twofold COVID prediction. So first prediction is we'll see another COVID variant by the year's end. I've labeled that as a not so bold prediction because I
Okay.
think that's almost certain.
Yeah.
But then the second thing is at least one Australian state will have another major lockdown.
Western Australia.
Or Victoria, or like if it gets out in Northern Territory, maybe they'll do it.
Based off a new variant, or these are two kind of separate, either or?
Separate, but probably
Linked.
Yeah.
Jeez, that would be heavy.
I know.
Get your boosters. All right. So I've got I'm just going to tie a couple in here, and they're all kind of central bank fed.
Hold on, before you do that, should we just take a quick break to hear from our sponsors?
Sure, let's do it.
All right. We're back.
Nice.
All right, you were going to tie a few in.
I'm just going to, these are kind of three into one. I think that the Fed will lift rates too early. They'll freak out and then they won't raise rates for the rest of the year.
Okay.
Then the US markets, despite what everyone's saying, will finish higher, and I'm talking double digits higher. I think not 20% like we've seen, but I think in the range of 10 to 20%. That will be driven by Aunt Mama. Tale of two. Is it Tale of Two Halves? Is that the right phrase?
I know what you're saying. Like you're saying the tale of two stock markets.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think Aunt Mama will continue to just exceed expectation and drive the market. And then if I'm to come home here, the RBA have signaled that they won't be raising interest rates in 2022, but I reckon there'll be one interest rate rise.
Okay. I like it. I can see all of that playing out. I mean, the whole raising rates too quickly and freaking out was exactly what happened at the end of 2018.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think, have they learned from that? I don't know.
Surely. I mean, the
Yeah,
fact that we know that it happened, you would hope that senior government policymakers have also realised what happened.
Yeah, true. But every time you hear about it, it's gone from 2 rates to 3 rises to people now saying 7, and that's not the Fed, mind you. That's analysts having their prediction as to how many rate rises we might see next year. But I think kind of similar to you that your first prediction was
Inflation will come under 3%.
Yeah, inflation comes under 3%. It's kind of tied into that.
Okay.
So 3 wrapped into 1, but I think
I like it.
It might be a similar story as to what we're seeing this year.
Okay. Staying in the US, there's a lot of noise around antitrust at the moment. So like competition law, Facebook is getting sued. I think we will see a major antitrust win in the US after about a decade of regulators not doing anything with antitrust, we'll see either a major court win or we'll see a major piece of legislation passed.
Nice.
Because there's nothing that Republicans and Democrats can agree on except
Big tech.
they hate big tech.
We spoke about this a bit on our Ausbiz show last year. Who's the new woman that's come in to lead this?
Yeah, Lena Khan.
That's it, Lena Khan.
Yeah.
She's on a mission.
She's on a mission.
Heavy if it's Corp who wins it, I think.
Corporation.
Isn't that what you said? A major corporation will either win
No. I said there will be a major antitrust win in the US.
Yeah, and didn't you say either side though? Like a...
No, I said, sorry. I said court.
Court.
They'll have a win in court.
Oh, sorry.
Or there'll be a big piece of legislation passed.
Okay, gotcha.
And I don't know what it will be. It might be like they block this Activision Blizzard acquisition, although that feels unlikely. Maybe they'll say there's some upstream impacts if Microsoft is just going to keep all their games for Xbox and not share them with PlayStation and Sony. But maybe they block that. Maybe they break up Facebook. Maybe they break up Google. Maybe they get a whole bunch of extra powers from a new law. I just feel like there will be something before the midterms. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Note that down. I'm going to put a forward prediction. This is quite a somber one, actually. Forward prediction for 2023, but I've got to note it now.
Okay.
That 2022 will be the last time that we see Munger and Buffett at the Berkshire AGM.
That's really sad. But
okay, not because of a death, perhaps, but just because too old to rock up.
Yeah. I mean, they're what? 97?
Well, I think Munger will be 99 this year, won't he? Something crazy. We saw him at the Sown Hearts and Minds conference, and despite being still pretty switched on, was looking very frail.
Oh, there you go. Charlie Munger's birthday is the 1st of January. So happy birthday, Charlie.
Happy birthday, Charlie.
So he's 98, born in 1924. Buffett is 91.
He's still got a few years left.
Do you know Buffett's birthday?
No.
30th of August, 1930.
There you go. So calling it now, won't know until 2023.
Okay, I like that. I mean, I don't like
I get
what has to happen, but it's a good prediction.
Yeah.
Coming home to Australia, I feel this is a bold prediction. Australia will have a carbon price by the end of the year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
There is an election that will happen
surely that
probably
means...
in May, but I'm not going to limit it to, I'm not going to say we will have a minority government and the independents will force it or that Labor will win. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say we're going to have a carbon price by the end of the year.
I like that.
You'd
think it'd have to be a Labor government.
But you see, that annoys me so much. And don't get me started on this, but the most free market way to deal with climate change is to price the externality and let the market respond. Yeah. Put a price on carbon and let businesses respond. Why is our a small government free market party not on board with that?
Yeah.
Because they enjoy mining political donations. Yeah. Anyway, I told you not to get me started.
I'm leaving it there.
All right, what do you got?
What have I got? I think the New York Times is on a mission for subscribers. We know that. They said they want 10 million paid subscribers by 2025. They're not quite there yet. They've got a long way to go. They're now buying their way to get it. They paid $550 million to buy The Athletic, which had 1 million paid subscribers. Still a long way to go. I think that we'll see them make another reasonable acquisition to the same value or more in 2022.
Oh yeah, like an Equity Mates value to beef out their finance content.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't quite have 1 million paid subscribers, but by the end of 2022, which is another of my bold predictions here, Equity Mates goes thermonuclear.
Okay, not that bold actually.
Yeah, true.
All right, I've got a sport prediction.
Okay.
Not AFL though.
Okay.
Australia will win a gold medal at the Winter Olympics.
Okay, let me think.
For context,
in
2018, we won 2 silvers and 1 bronze.
Snowboarding, men's snowboarding.
I'm not saying what.
No, was that the silvers? Do you know?
I don't know. Oh, okay. Yeah. And then in 2014, we also won 2 silvers and 1 bronze.
Okay, nice. I like it. If I was to add to that, I'd have to put my money on this Scotty James if he is
I'm hoping for
competing.
a real Stephen Bradbury moment. Like Alf was telling me yesterday that we've got a curling team for the first time. You know, like let's see that.
When are the Winter Olympics? Soon.
Yeah, they're in China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we haven't boycotted them.
No, we've diplomatically boycotted.
That's right.
So we're still sending a team, but I don't know. We don't send officials or something.
Does that make much of a difference?
Well, it does to China.
Does it?
Well, they're annoyed.
Are they?
Yeah. All right, what do you got?
In terms of sectors and industries that I'm keen on, I think that we'll continue to see the semiconductor industry absolutely smash it this year. I'm going to say double-digit growth of 15% or more, and we're going to take that as the index. Let's take semi as the yardstick, the ETF semi.
The ETF securities ETF?
Yeah.
Okay.
15% from now until the end of the year.
I don't feel that's that bold.
20.
Okay, cool. 2 not so bold political predictions. Macron will be re-elected in France.
Oh, yeah?
Which actually, a couple of years ago, his approval rating was in the 20s, but he's steadied. I saw he was celebrating yesterday the 25th French unicorn.
Oh, wow.
I was like, that's pretty cool. Getting around the startup scene, trying to build it out.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
25.
Yeah.
Wouldn't know any of them, I don't think.
Yeah, maybe you know some of them. A lot of robotics, a lot of industrial stuff, which is pretty cool. And then another one, the Democrats will get swept at the midterm election in the US.
Heavy.
Republicans will control both the House and the Senate.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm just going to close out with another silly one. I think one of our team members here at Equity Mates will get rug pulled this year. And if you're not sure what rug pulled means, it means you get swept up in a crypto scam. It's either going to be Darcy or Alf, I think, particularly.
No,
could be me.
It could be someone.
Could be Sasha.
That is has a bit of FOMO and is trying to get on the next thing. Yeah.
But looking for a rug pull here.
I'm pretty confident it won't be me.
Yeah, it won't be you. I'm not going to predict anything around corrections or anything this year. We never know. We talk about it every year. There's Jeremy Grantham who's shouting from the rooftops at the moment about we're going to see the most historic loss of value that we've seen. He's been talking about it for 3 years. Yeah. We talk about it every year. So I think it'd be silly to try and forecast anything like that, but it feels like it could be a buyer beware situation. But
I think the one thing that I've got a lot better at over the however long we've been investing, 8 years now, is that you really just can block out a lot of that noise and you can just consistently put money into the market. And you really, early days, you really read those articles and you took them to heart. And now it's sort of like at some point the market will crash and mentally I'm ready for that.
Yeah, that's I think that's the key thing. It's like, yes, the argument, yes, it is likely to happen at some point. Prepare yourself for it. Be ready for it. Mentally prepare yourself that your stock market, your portfolio is going to take a beating.
Yeah, and have a good process.
Have a good process, exactly.
Put some, every paycheck or whatever, put some in the market, put some in cash. And then when the market collapses, get that cash, put it in the market. It's not rocket science.
It's not rocket science. And if you are overly concerned, don't put as much money in the markets as you may have been doing. I've got one more on the AFL front as we always close out, but do you have any more to close out, Ren?
This is not so much a bold prediction as just a hopeful swing in the dark.
Okay.
My 3 previous stock of the year predictions, Atomos, Costa, and Tencent, will outperform your 3 stock of the year predictions on a percentage basis. Roblox, City Chic, and I can't remember your third one.
I'll have to go back and look it up, but I'm sure it was a banger.
Bring it on.
No, I like that. That's actually a good one.
Thanks, bro.
Well, we've got our stock of the year episode coming up next week, so we'll I like that. All right, deal. I'm going to close out and say that, look, last year I said that Essendon would get the wooden spoon. I copped a lot of heat from that, saying how can you be so uninspired and negative about your football team. So this year I'm going to say that Essendon win their first final since 2004. So they've played finals, but they haven't won any. The last time they won was 2004. We made the finals last year, backing the boys in to win a final this year.
Okay. So I was just going to say for my bold prediction, Swans make top 4. But that's not that bold. Like the Swans are
Good.
looking sharp.
Yeah.
Then I found out the date of your wedding is the October long weekend.
Mm-hmm. It's not the grand final.
But is it the week after the grand final?
Yeah.
And are you confident on that? Because I'm pretty sure we've been bleeding into October the last few years.
No, last year we didn't. It was the end of September last year.
Okay. And you've checked it?
Yeah, it's on the 24th of September. We're back to the OG.
Last weekend of
finals
September.
are in, last weekend of September.
Okay. So here's my bold prediction, and it has 2 parts, and it might tie in with my earlier prediction about COVID lockdowns.
Okay.
The grand final is on your wedding weekend.
Heavy, really heavy.
No, just set up a TV or something. It's fine. Ham won't mind. So that's part 1. And part 2 is the Swans and Essendon in it.
Oh, wow. I would feel highly conflicted if that's the case. Oh, it'd be so devastating if it does fall and that is the case. But anyway, we can't do anything about it. No. Nice one. Well, nice way to close out, Ren.
My parents got married on the 1989 grand final weekend.
But they didn't follow AFL.
No, but it was a cracking grand final, Geelong Hawthorn.
Yeah, but they didn't follow it. So before we close out, we did say we'll hear from a couple of our team members with their bold predictions, one each. Some of them are pretty bold as well. So we're going to throw to Darcy, Alf, and any of the others that want to come on and share. And then, we'll leave it there, Ren.
Yeah, sounds good.
So now we've got Darcy, our content manager here at Equity Mates Media, back in the office. Darcy, welcome.
Thank you, Bryce. Good to be here.
It's our very first bold predictions with you. You know, obviously how this all works. So
been listening for years.
Yes, we're after something bold. You've got something bold. What's your bold prediction for 2022?
My bold prediction is that NVIDIA will become one of the top 3 companies in the world by market cap. So currently at $673 billion market cap. It's got a long way to go, but that's my bold prediction for 2022.
Look, I have a lot of respect for that. It's very bold. To put this into context, as you said, $60 billion market cap. So it's got to knock off Berkshire Hathaway, $700 billion,
Easy.
TSMC, Meta, otherwise known as Facebook, Tesla, Amazon, Alphabet. Then we hit Saudi Aramco, just shy of $2 trillion, and then Microsoft and Apple.
Okay.
So you reckon it's going to go from $650 billion to over $2 trillion if everything stays similar to it is now. Love it. Very bold. And that's why we're here.
Confident on this one.
So we've got Alf here, our head of growth. Alf, Happy New Year.
Thanks, Brick. How's it going?
Good, mate. Good. So bold prediction 2022. You're first here at Equity Mates Media.
Yep.
What do we got?
Okay, so my bold prediction is for 2022, we're going to see the magma stocks continue to rally. Oh, well, despite the recent dip, they're going to rally in 2022.
So firstly, magma.
Yeah. So magma, that's Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Meta, and Apple.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's so bold about that?
Okay, so let me tell you how bold it is. So first, the rationale behind it. These massive tech companies, huge customer base, some of the best business leaders in the world at the helm. They're diversifying. We just saw Microsoft buy Activision Blizzard this week, repositioning themselves for younger audiences. Meta announced just today they're integrating NFTs onto Facebook and Instagram.
Fascinating.
So yeah, all these different moves and just the amount of cash they have at hand. I think the big dogs are going to continue to run.
Okay.
Yeah. If you can't run with the big dogs, stay on the porch. So,
how are we measuring this?
Okay, so the current combined market cap of the magma stocks, 9.14 trillion. I'm going to say by the end of 2022, they're going to hit 11 trillion, a 20.3% increase.
Really? Yeah. Only 20?
That's still bold. That is 20% in 1 year.
They pumped out like 28 last year or something similar.
Yeah, but that's unsustainable. I think 20% is still bold. 11 trillion.
Yeah,
it's huge.
Okay, and all right, and who's going to be the winner of those 5?
I think Satya Nadella is an excellent business leader, Microsoft.
Yes.
And just the recent moves they've made with their acquisitions, I think Microsoft's going to carry the others to an extent, but I think it'll be a joint effort.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. Well, heard it here first. Magma stocks to rise 20%. Microsoft, Apple, Google, Meta, and Amazon.
Got it.
11 trillion by the end of
11 trill.
2022.
Let's do it.
Nice. Well, there you go. A couple of bold predictions from our team members. Now, before we wrap up, a reminder that our Talk Money to Me girls, Candice and Felicity, have spoken about their 22 stocks for 2022. So go over and check that out if you're interested in hearing their view on some of the stocks on their watch list and order pads for the year to come. Don't forget, there's plenty of other content in the Equity Mates Media network at well. We've got 7 shows. There's something there for everyone. So go and have a listen. Best place to find it all, equitymates.com. It's all on the website. So I hope you all had a great summer. We're really looking forward to this year as always. And we'll pick it up next week, Ren.
Sounds good.
Equity Mates Investing Podcast is a product of Equity Mates Media. All information in this podcast is for education and entertainment purposes only. Equity Mates gives listeners access to information and educational content provided by a range of financial service professionals. It is not intended as a substitute for professional finance, legal, or tax advice. The hosts of Equity Mates Investing Podcast are not financial professionals and are not aware of your personal financial circumstances. Equity Mates Media does not operate under an Australian Financial Services licence and relies on the exemption available under the Corporations Act 2001 in respect of any information or advice given. Before making any financial decisions, you should read the product disclosure statement and, if necessary, consult a licensed financial professional. Do not take financial advice from a podcast or video. For more information, head to the disclaimer page on the Equity Mates website, where you can find ASIC resources and find a registered financial professional near you. In the spirit of reconciliation, Equity Mates Media and the hosts of Equity Mates Investing Podcast acknowledge the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea, and community. We pay our respects to their elders, past and present, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people today.